Well, welcome back. Welcome back to Milestone Motivation Radio. This is Derek Miles, one half of the Dynamic Duo, and where we're here to help you put an S on your chest. We just want to say thank you to Pastor Kelvin McCree from Lakeland, Florida, coming by and blessing our audience. And please remember, I want to make sure everyone gets an opportunity to get this free book, and it's called Packaged for Greatness. Email us at dynamicduo@milestonemotivation.com. That's dynamicduo@milestonemotivation.com, and we'll put a list together for Pastor McCree so he can send that book out to you. You want to make it as easy as possible for him because he's been really giving, and we want to do our part by making it really simple and easy for him. Now, what did you think of that song? That is Canton Jones, called Hello Sunshine. And I've been doing a little bit of reading, and sometimes, Brother Canton gets a little bit of feedback because of the type of music that he has. But at any rate, I love it. And if you have any type of feedback, send me an email at dynamicduo@milestonemotivation.com, because I have like 4 different songs of his in the queue that I would like to play with in the next few weeks. But let's do this. We have another outstanding gentleman on the phone, and his name is Timmothy B. McCann, and Mr. McCann is a best-selling novelist, minister, and successful business owner. He's a graduate of Florida A&M. That's where my brother went, university. He's from Gainesville, Florida, and he has definitely lived an unusual life. He started his own business at the age of 26, and he has also written not 1, not 2, but 3 best-selling novels. He has been recognized in the top 3% of all realtors in the country, according to statistics that were provided by the National Realtors Association. And finally, he is the leader of First Day Christian Center in Atlanta, Georgia. Please welcome to Milestone Motivation Radio, Pastor Timothy B. McCann. Pastor Timothy,
Wow.
How you doing today?
Thank you so very much for the invitation. I am doing fantastic. Thank you for the invitation.
You know what? Thank you so much. I can tell you're doing fantastic, because when I spoke with you earlier, I said one of the reasons, I looked at your pictures, I said one of the reasons we have to have this guy on the show is because he was smiling. And that just meant so much to me. I said, every picture I saw you were smiling. I said, I like his spirit. And what do you get? What's the byproduct of a smile? Is another smile.
Man, I got no reason not to smile. God has been indeed unrightly blessed me in many ways, and I have to smile. Sometimes, Derek, and we're going to get deep real fast here, but I just find myself walking down the street with a big old goofy smile sometimes, because God has been good, man. God has been good to me, and I thank him every day. So that's the reason behind the smile.
Wow. Let me tell you, from reading your bio, you definitely had an unusual life. But, there's something unusual about First Day Christian Center. Would you share that with our audience?
Well, first and foremost, First Day is basically a church, a service, an organization, a movement sent to a city within a city. And when I say a city within a city, I mean the west end of Atlanta. And the reason we're sent to that place, because I'm from Florida, and as you mentioned earlier, and we were called from our place to come to this city, within a city, because there are so many people hurting. Statistically speaking, Derek, if you looked in the eyes of 3 women today, 2 of them were molested. If you look into the eyes of 3 women, 2 of them were either sexually or emotionally or physically, I should say, molested. High statistics, but something we just cannot see, we should not ignore. We also have to look at the fact that how many people have been molested for their dreams, and molested for their emotionally molested in many ways, and having many things taken from their spirits. So we are sent to in summation, to help people heal. The focus of our church is very simple. We are there for one reason: redemption, 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 redemption. That's what we're there to do, to tell people that no matter what they've done, no matter what has been done to them, that today can be the very first day of the rest of their life. So many people have given up hope. You know, they've given up trying. They've given up the struggle. They say, you know what, maybe this is for other people. We want to say, no, stop the train, back up, put it in reverse. This is for you. That God did not put you here to be average, ordinary, that God put you here to be spectacular in every way. So, in essence, that's what First Day is here for, to let people know that today can be the first day of the rest of their life.
Well, I know that came from God. That's just too. That is so strong. I mean, He had to.
That's why I can't take none of the credit for it, man.
Yeah,
I can't take none of the credit for it.
I am moved by that. Today is your first day. Oh,
This
man.
is it. This is it. This is it. Don't give up the struggle. Don't give up the fight. Don't give up and quit. Don't you dare do that, because God has invested too much into you for you to have the audacity to say it's over for me. How dare you? God has created a champion in you. And what we want to do is let people see that, because so many people in our society, Derek, have had it beaten out of them. They've had it beaten out of them by society, by friends, by family, by the devil has beaten it out of them. Because the reason why he's done it, because the day that you were knitted in your mother's womb, the devil got your game plan. And he not only got your game plan, he already saw your destiny. So he got a preview of what you could be. So if you look around, and every time you look around, there's somebody throwing rocks at you and somebody hating on you and things like that, it's because he sees where you're going, and his biggest fear is that you will eventually see what he sees. Because if you see what he sees, he can't stop you from getting there. So he distracts you by showing you what's in your past to stop you from running into your future.
Oh, now, why you just said that, I just want to get on, because I saw on your Facebook page that your motto is that you want to make sure people don't allow their history to disrupt their destiny. I heard a little bit of that. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, thank you so very much for asking about that. You know, the motivational speaker, Tony Robbins, in his epic book, Unlimited Power, asked a very compelling question that has guided me throughout my life. And the question is very simple. He asked this question: what would you do if you knew you could not fail? Now, for a moment, I want the listeners to think about that, to let that digest and marinate in their spirits. You know, I made that my screensaver for years. Write it down. Jot it down. Make it your life mantra. What would you do if you knew that you could not fail? Because although that quote is attributed to Tony Robbins, I believe, personally, that God is asking us the same question. What would you do if you knew you could not fail? The Bible says this. It says, well, we must work while the sun is up, because night cometh when no man could work. And I heard that passage for many years, and it occurred to me that many people meet you at night. They meet you when you're tired. They meet you, Derek, when you're drowsy. They meet you when you're dealing with a divorce, when you're dealing with unemployment. They meet you when you're just fed up with life. But eventually the night ends, and as the old Baptist church would say, I can hear the lightning flashing and feel the thunder roll. And eventually you wake up. And it's at this moment that you realize that you are indeed a sleeping giant. And it's at this point that you realize that you've been dreaming about the past, and it's time to open your eyes to see the future. And this is why people try to hold you back, because they want to keep you in your night season. Remember when you used to? And it's never something positive. It's never something positive. Remember you used to? It's never used to. Remember you used to go out and feed the homeless? No. Remember you used to get drunk? Remember you used to lay out and party all night? People always remind you of your night season. And those are the little imps that the devil sends to keep you holding on the path, because he's trying to hold you to your history to make you avoid seeing your destiny. You know, I read a little research material before I called in, and I found this very fascinating. A group of scientists discovered these seeds that were 2,500 years old. 2,500 years old seeds. These seeds had been put into a capsule. Now, they were literally older. They were here before Jesus walked to earth. 2,500 years old. One of the scientists decided to plant one of the seeds, and it took root, and it bore fruit. Now, having said that, if God could do that to a seed in a plant, how much more does he love me than he loves the plant? So if he could put a seed inside of me, how can I give up at 40? How can I say it's not going to happen at 30? 20 years old, I've already given up on life. There is something inside of you that's so much bigger than you. And if you grab hold of that thing, you will not only change yourself. Derek, I'm a firm believer. You were born to change the world, my friend. You know, so if you hold on to that seed and let that thing inside of you blossom, you will change the world.